few people know that Eric and I met in 2017 when she first took the job here and was the first CEO at Barstool. And I slid into her DMs because I read the New York Times article.
Okay. Oh,
and in the New York Times article, she was like, "Yeah, I played lacrosse, and I got up at 4:00 every morning to learn how to play lacrosse because I was behind."
Which is fun to outwork everybody.
You still do that?
No, I'm like you. I've gotten more sensitive, and I've gotten more like introspective. And what do you want from your life? Like sports is, you're right. You can get so consumed by sports, and business is the same way. It's one thing to like will something to happen through your ability or your work ethic. It's another thing to inspire others to do that, or inspire others to take it to a new place. What do you think about that?
I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's also, attributed a lot to why we're sitting down. So we haven't made this announcement.
Yes, you're going to make the announcement. Okay, you make the announcement.
So Erika is joining our board of directors.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
The only woman.
The only woman. Our first appointment, though.
Really?
Right? Yeah, because...
All right, I'll take that.
Because what most people don't realize...
I feel like I've been on your board forever, just to be honest.
You've been
I'm on your personal board, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the Paul Rabil board. Whose board are you on? Paul Rabil. Paul Rabil Inc. It's true. I'm a big champion of Paul Rabil.
So your history in business, like Microsoft, AOL, Yahoo, and Barstool, and you're on the board of the WWE.
Yeah.
But you've worked in the startup space, so there's a lot of you're right. You're the first woman on our board, but there's a lot of unknown knowledge because in business, especially in like the startup space, in pro sports leagues or other public-facing properties, it's like boom, they need to be 0 to 60 immediately. When you build a company and you have to raise a bunch of capital, your board appoints itself, right?
Yeah, that's
it's like how much money this
your
group...
board is your money.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing board.
Which is awesome. You have great money.
Yeah. So we have Joe Ty, we have Doc O'Connor, we have Brett Jefferson, we have Blair Ford, my brother, and myself, and you now. And so you reach a place which we've been excited to continue to grow to. Then as the company, matures, you can start doing things like appointing new board members. So
That's exciting. I'm excited. I think it's amazing. I think that I remember when you guys came and saw me in 2017 and you were like, we have this idea for this league. And Jordy had just written something about how you were playing for the MLL and it was like you guys couldn't even get warm showers in your like some shitty locker room and like out Virginia. But we've come so far, and I think, the idea of revolutionizing a sport, you look at like what's happening now, like MLB is giving the rights to Apple and NBC. Like it's just so traditional.
Yeah.
Like leagues are so traditional, and you have this opportunity to create an entertainment property. Like you are making so much content around the sport and trying to build and create the sport the same way WWE did for wrestling.
Yeah.
And building it on storylines and entertainment value and fans and rivalries is, I think, so important.
Yeah, and we're constantly juggling because when we launched, it was easier for us to just launch on innovation, and our whole business model was different.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yep.
And then you reach a point where our lacrosse audience, we've gathered, call it half of it in way of viewership and engagement, and that's nuts for a league, right? There's like 2 billion basketball fans in the world, and not nearly a quarter of them are consuming the NBA because it's just a lot of people, and so we have reached a place where we have the lacrosse audience in the U.S. and now we want to get net new fans and like casual sports fans everywhere. And we were sitting in our first board meeting where you were attending, and I'll just admit, like, I've been over the last like 6 to 9 months been like, okay, how do we in a way like regulate and get more traditional because we bought the MLL.
You had to. Yeah.
You've got to build that structure, and you're like, hey, dude, no, like keep innovating, keep pushing.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, you're right.
Okay, so talk about what's coming up this season.
So like tent poles in sports are your network deal, which we have an announcement coming up we haven't made yet, and then who's on field because everyone sees that. And for the first 3 years, we had Adidas on field. And then last year, we had Champion on the sidelines with us. So there's all this cool unveil that we did with Champion. And now we made the announcement that they're on field with us as a jersey partner.
I'm so excited for this season.
Yeah.
Are you going to root for a team or no?
I mean, I'm naturally going to root for the Cannons.
Yeah, okay, same.
Yeah. I'm like Cannons through and through.
Okay,
man.
all the way.
Drafted by them.
I love that.
We got to come back to them.
Yeah, you closed it out with
play.
them. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, you never know the future either. You know what I mean?
You want to come back?
I don't know.
Paul Rabil, really?
I've been like kind of playing with it on social.
That's big. Are you in shape?
Well, no. I had surgery on my knee, so I haven't even begun to jog yet. So.
Well, you gotta get going.
But I just fucking love playing.
Well, then get back.
At
least
it
try.
would be fun.
Do it.
You know.
What else do you have to do?
It would be fun. Not much.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's like me thinking I'm not going to work. I'm like,
I mean, the hard part, I always knew this was going to happen, is like, damn, my heydays passed me when, there was not much of a professional lacrosse presence. And part of like going in and building this thing and having like ridiculous operators and board of directors around us, that like the next versions are going to crush.
Yeah,
like they're going to be on the biggest networks.
You had a great season last season.
I had a good season. I don't know, it felt good. But maybe that was because I knew it was my last season. So when I was scraping the...
Do you think
Let's talk about this privately on Paul Rabil Inc.
Okay, fine. Yeah. I was like, do I have any influence over this? I might have influence over this.
I'm already working the board vote.
Yeah, I'm in. Do we have to vote on that?
No.
I would love that.